Okay, so in this final video of certificate based authentication lab, before configure switch and Cisco ISE, let me verify in PC1 that whatever we configure here has been pushed to this PC1 or not. So let's go there. Right now no configuration is on the switch. Okay, these .1x configuration is not done yet. I just want to verify that this domain PC get the detail or not, the certificates and also the .1x detail. So let me log in with any PC, any user, suppose E1 abc@12345. This is our user E1, and we need to verify a few things before we can proceed and Cisco ISE configuration. So I going to log into this PC. By the way, keep in mind there is no configuration on this interface and switch right now. If I say interface E0/2, so no configuration is there. Okay, and now let's go back to PC1, and PC1 first let me go to interface and check the authentication is enabled automatically or not, also the certificate base. So let's go to change adapter setting, Ethernet, and go to property. Because it's a common user, so we need to log in administrator, and password is abc@12345. And let's verify the authentication. Yeah, so authentication is enabled, and yes, it's a smart card and other certificate. Great. So this setting is pushed from Active Directory properly the same way. Now second thing, because we push the certificate as well, two certificate. So let me verify those two certificate. MMC, go to MMC, let me check out. Okay, let me write down here, it has to be MMC, I believe. Yeah, and MMC dot, yeah, it's come up. Yeah, okay, I thought there is some extension as well, so I need to write that one, MSC something, but anyways come up. So here I need to verify two certificate, the one which we configure here when we push them. So let's see now, let me open this MMC, and here let's go to file and go to add remove snap in, and where is certificate, we need a certificate, by the way. Yeah, it's here, and adds, yeah, it's showing only current user. I need computer as well, but anyway, let's verify this one. So that's the certificate, and let me see now the certificate is here or not. So it will be in personal. Okay, by the way, so let me go to personal, and yeah, so E1 is there for this user, and I hope so, because this certificate is here, so the computer one will be also here. For some reason it doesn't show me the computer one, but anyway, this one is here, so I hope so it will be here, because we create two certificate. Now second thing, I need to shut down this PC, because I need to show you machine authentication as well. So let me close this one, and now let's start to do the configuration. First we need to configure switch for .1x authentication, same configuration which we done for .1x. So I will copy this one, this the .1x configuration, Control C, and let's go to switch, and let's apply this one, right click and paste. Okay, Control C and paste. Second, this interface, so interface E0/2, under the interface we need to apply .1x configuration, which is this one. So let me copy this one and paste here, and no shutdown, done. So my interface and show running interface E0/2. So now there is .1x configuration. This is the description, VLAN 20, mode access, fail, try the next method, multi-authentication, .1x map, control auto, and map is enabled, .1x, and everything is similar like a .1x. Done now. So let me stop this PC, by the way, because we will on this PC to show you something. So I shut down this PC. So switch is configured. Let's go to after switch configuration. We need to add this switch to our network devices. So I believe it's already there from previous lab. So if I go to administration, network devices, so switch 2 is already configured for radius. Yeah, this is the 100.254 IP, radius is configured, SNMP is also configured. Done. So this part is already done. So just click on add, type the management IP and password, radius key, and save. Next thing we need to do certificate profile. We need to create certificate profile because we are using ETLS, Extensible Authentication Protocol Transport Layer Security, as a certificate based authentication. For that purpose, we need to go to ISE, then administration. There is external identity source, and there is a certificate. You see certificate authentication profile. There is one by default, but let's create our own. And let me type test certificate profile. So I give them this name, and from here I need to choose my Active Directory. This ad test.local is my Active Directory, and use identity from, I will choose this one, any subject or alternative name, and leave it this the default one, and submit. This is the first step in ISE. Next, I need to attach this certificate to my Active Directory sequence. So go to identity source sequence, and I believe we created one previously, this one, AD internal store. Click on that one, and here is certificate based authentication. It is not enabled, so just enable and choose test certificate profile we just created. So first it will check everything in Active Directory, then internal endpoint, then guest. If one not found, so it will go to the second one and save setting. So this is the first step to do an ISE certificate profile. We create certificate profile, then identity source sequence we created, and we attach our certificate and save. Next thing, we need to define protocol services. Either we can do use the default one, but you need to enable these two, ETLS and even no need of these two, but you need to enable ETLS. So why not create our own? So I create with the name allowed ETLS. So let's create our own. So policy and result, and there is allow protocol, the one we are using a default network access. So let me click add, and my protocol is allowed ETLS. So I give them this name. Uncheck this one, we don't need map authentication. Uncheck this one, uncheck this one, we need to enable ETLS, which is enable. Click this one as well. Allow PEEP, I believe I enable PEEP or not. Yes, I allowed PEEP as well. So PEEP is allowed this one as well, allowed this one, and no need of this one, by the way, and allowed EEP fast. So fast is also enabled. And what else I need to do? Let's allow this one as well, and allow ETTLS. We don't need this one. Uncheck this one. Allow TEEP. So I did not allow this one. No need, but I just want to verify there. And let's minimize this one. minimize this one and minimize this one, minimize this one, and let's see. So I allowed, by the way, just only need this one, EAP TLS, but this one we will use in next step. So let's allow them right now. PEEP and EAP fast protocol I enable and uncheck this MAB authentication one. So this is my protocol. I create my own allowed EAP TLS with the name EAP TLS and submit. So we are done with this one. Okay, for certificate based we need this protocol. Next thing, we need to create downloadable ACL. Why we need? We already lab and we already know downloadable ACL. We need to restrict the PC. So when PC boot up, so it will access limited thing. So for that purpose, I need to create downloadable ACL. So let's go to downloadable ACL. It's here, by the way, I'm already here, downloadable ACL. And let me create downloadable ACL decal with machine. Machine means PC, yeah. So, and for that purpose, let me copy decal if I have ready-made, so it will be AZ, yeah, this one. So in this decal I say allowed only DNS, allowed only DHCP, and allowed everything to this Active Directory and deny each and everything. So PC, this is for PC, okay. So PC will be allowed to reach to DNS, DHCP, and this Active Directory and deny each and everything. So that's why I create this one. Let me paste and check the decal. So no error, decal machine, only allowed DNS, allowed DHCP, and allowed everything to this 230. You know 230 is this one, Active Directory, and each and everything will be denied. This is for machine, and submit. If you want, you can create for user as well. Anyway, for user we will use the default one, no need, just to show you. This one is done. Now to use this decal we need authorization profile as well. So let me create authorization profile, click add, and let me give them name authorization with machine. So I give them this name and I will attach those machine decal. So let's go to this the decal which we just create, and that's it. No need to do anything, and that's it. So our decal is configured. We allowed only DNS and DHCP. So and then we create authorization profile. This is done. Now we need to create a policy set to attach each and these everything. Okay, so for that purpose I need to go to policy set. Let's create a new one. Let me disable this one so the traffic will not go to this one, and save the setting. This one we create for .1x, you remember previously. So let's click on this plus and give them a name EAP TLS policy. And if you want to give them a description, so give them a description and condition. Let's set a simple condition. So I will set a condition, suppose network access, network devices, I believe network devices, no network, I don't know which I put, simple one. Okay, device type. So let's do device type. So let me go to device, and device type is this one, and all device type, because in my case I did not create anything. So I say any device type, just to create a simple one, any simple condition. You can create, you can put any condition like a radius, you can create EAP TLS, you can put .1x, wire .1x, so you can put a lot of condition, but I just want to make them simple. And here the protocol, we already create this protocol, allow EAP TLS protocol, you remember, and save the setting. So our policy set is configured on the top for this one. Now let's open this one. First we need the authentication. We don't want to use the default one. Let's create our own. So authentication, let me give them authentication EAP TLS. Again, let me give them EAP TLS. This is the name and condition. I don't know which condition I put for authentication. So authentication policy wire and also EAP authentication equal to EAP TLS. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah, so let me click on this one. First I will do wire.1x and second condition new, and second condition I don't know which I put network access. So in second condition, let me go to network access and authentication protocol. I believe I choose, yeah, EAP authentication is EAP TLS and end. So that's the end condition. If this two verify means that the S is a wire.1x and also is a EAP authentication equal to EAP TLS. So it's EAP TLS if the packet is, but I need to change this internal user. We have our own one where I attach the certificate as well, and that one is this one, I believe, AD internal store. So I change this one and keep everything the default one and save the setting. So authentication is done. So for authentication, we say that if the packet is wire.1x and if the protocol is EAP TLS, so check with AD internal store. AD internal store we already created here. If we go to internal source sequence, so that's the AD internal store where each and everything will be tested, and also our certificate profile will be tested. Done. So authentication part is done. Now coming to authorization, we need two policies. So let me create two policy, one for user and second one for machine. So what I done here, these are the two policies. So for user authorization I create first, and machine authentication is the second one. Order is important. So for machine authentication, a simple rule that if the machine is from domain computer, so let's do it that one. So this one is authorization, I will say machine, and I will put the condition here, and I will say that if the computer is AD local and if it is from computer, domain computer, that's it. This the rule I say, that if the machine is registered in Active Directory domain computer, so what to do, we create a profile. Which one? This one, authorization machine, and apply this one. You remember, I will show you this again. We just created. If I go to result, open a new window, so we create this one here, if you remember, to restrict the machine so they cannot access each and everything until the user is logged in. So let me open it. Here is, we create downloadable ACL. This was for machine, and we attach this to this profile, authorization profile, this one. It will come up now, this one, authorization machine, and I attach that one here. So to restrict the PC, keep in mind. Second authorization is for a computer. Sorry, this user. Computer we already done. User. Now for user, what we need? We need first thing to verify that the user is from domain user. That's the first condition. Second condition I set here, and because the both has to be verified, network access authentication status equal pass, that the machine is already authenticate, then permit the user. So let me go here and network access, you can choose this dictionary, you can put many things, by the way, network access and authentication status let me check which one I choose. Authentication status, yeah, and equal to authentication pass. That means the domain computer is already authenticated. Then do this one and use this policy. And here you can authorize employees, you can permit access. Anyway, let me put authorization employees policy. This policy is here. Authorization employees, they will put them to decal this one, and I believe VLAN 10. So they will move them to VLAN 10 as well. And they will this one, either we can create a new one as well. Anyway, I attach this one, by the way. Whatever, even you can say permit access. There is by default permit access. That's it. So first it will come from top to bottom, because user is not the machine is not authenticated and the machine is not from domain user. So it will go to second rule. Second rule, it will say yes, I am a domain computer. Then when the user login, it will check that the user is from domain user and authentication is passed. Then they will give them full permission and save this setting. So our policy is done. So now the policy is done, and I believe, yeah, everything is done. Now we need to test. For testing, I need to on this PC now, and I need to open a switch to see the authentication. Two type of authentication it will be. Show authentication session. So right now no authentication because PC is not yet boot up. So what I can do, show authentication session interface E0/2 detail. So no session is yet. We need to wait for a PC, and let's check out PC. So when it's boot up, first the machine will authenticate. Second thing, we need to go to Radius live logs to see here. Okay, so first the user has to authenticate. So the last packet is E1. After this we need to verify. So let's go back to our topology and see now. So first the machine will come up, because machine is already part of the domain. So it will check and the decal will apply a restricted decals. The profile will be attached to this machine. So machine will be restricted only DHCP, DNS and few things to reach them. And first the machine will authenticate. Yeah, so its machine has come up. So let's check out right now. Yeah, so you can see now it say username is PC1 window Win10. I already told you in lab. Keep in mind, that's why I mentioned here this one. The PC name is this one. So first the machine authenticated with test.local is our domain. I already mentioned this one as well. The test.local is our this one. So machine is authenticated, and there will be policy as well. You know, decal, machine decal. And if you want to check their decal, show access list. And what's the name of this ACL? So you see, permit only domain, permit only DHCP, permit this IP only, and deny each and everything. So even if I ping this IP, it will not work. Okay, so people, it has to be proper IP. Maybe it get IP now. Sorry. Yeah, it's get IP from 20 range. So if I try to ping this IP, I hope so it will not work, because there is decal attached, deny decal. No, I cannot ping. Restriction, because the user is not yet authenticated, machine is authenticated. And if I go to Radius logs and refresh this one, so the last packet was E1, I told you. After that, look at now, PC Win10 is authenticated with authorization machine, and it's get 20.12 IP using authorization machine policy. And this the decal attached. Let me show you decal from here as well. So in decal we mentioned DNS, and let's go to this one. DNS, DHCP, this IP, and deny each and everything. And if we go there, so machine is authenticated all devices with this ISE, this the IP, and this the no need of that one, and this the decal only. Let's go to machine authentication detail, this one. So machine has been authenticated. They say that it use authentication EPTLS policy, authorization machine policy, and the PC username is PC1 when 10, and workstation .1x was the method. And look at now, EPTLS was the authentication protocol. This is what we are looking for, and these are rest of the detail, each and everything. Okay, and these are the steps which we know. Is check each and everything. TLS hello, we already know how TLS is working, SSL and TLS is working. So hello client, hello, and each and everything. But this is only machine authenticate, this one. Now let's log into user, and keep in mind it's also mentioned here PC1, not user. So let's go back and log in with user now. So user ABC@12345. So now I'm going to log in with E1. Everything will change. Even the IP will be changed. It's 20, yeah, it will become 10 because we did not attach that decal. Okay, sorry. But the user will change. Here it will say E1, and also this one will change. After this there will be another change, and user will be mentioned here. So let's check out, and if I click here show authentication session, look at now, it say that E1, and this the same IP now. Now the user, and this was machine authentication, this the machine detail, and now user is logged into this the user detail. Okay, and here if you refresh, there will be user detail. Look at now E1, and if I click here, so now user detail will be mentioned. Authorization is machine, this the TLS, and this the PC. Okay, I click this one. I need to click on user. Okay, and by the way, still showing me the user has to be different. Yeah, let's check out now. Yeah, so authorization is user, authentication policy is this one, and this the ISE, and this the username E1 test.local, and workstation EPTLS is authentication protocol, this the .1x, all location, and these are all the detail, authorization EPTLS, and rest of each and everything which we will discuss in next video somehow somewhere. These and troubleshooting section, and this the all the steps if you want to verify. So now user is authenticated, so this the machine authentication, and this the user authentication. Machine was using authorization machine, and here we attach permit access. If you attach another one, so it can change the IP as well if you want, whatever you want to do. But this the way how we can certificate based authentication, user and machine. So let me go and see if we missed something. I believe that's it, and we done this certificate, then we protocol, then we create decal, then we configure policy set, and policy set we create two authorization policy, and authorization policy. After that we verify from here, and also from here, and also from switch side, I believe. Yeah, so switch side is also here. This the user one, and I believe this the computer detail. So this was how we can do certificate based authentication, user and computer. That's it.